What's up, everyone? CryptoSavy here with your Bitcoin and Litecoin update. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin and see where it might be headed. Also Litecoin. And I want to point out a possible inverse head and shoulders that might play out pretty well, but we do have some downside first possible. Also, I want to remind you guys, there's a free Discord group in the description below the video. Definitely check it out. It's totally free. Let's get on with the video. All right, guys, as always, I want to remind you I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, trading advice, or investing advice. There's a disclaimer scrolling on the bottom. Read it. This is my opinion, not yours. Let's look at the fear and greed index. We are at 45. We dropped 5 points from yesterday. So that, you can't really judge too much off of this. It's still interesting to watch. When it gets really low, we usually have a pump, but it's not, it's not a guarantee. You can't rely on it, but it is interesting to watch. Let's look at the BitMEX, Bitfinex, BitMEX, and Binance shorts versus longs. The longs are 64.73. The shorts are 35.27. The longs on Bitfinex, still crazy high. Nobody knows what's going on with that. It is extremely strange. I do want to remind you guys, we're doing the free t-shirt giveaway at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around for that. Also, you can leave a comment down below to get you entered to win next Sunday's free t-shirt. All you have to do is make sure you're subscribed to the channel, give it a giant thumbs up, leave your comment, and you'll be entered to win. And I can't stress enough how much that helps creators when you guys give them just a thumbs up and a comment. It is a huge help. And I know a lot of people don't think about it. If you just take a second out, do that real quick, it really helps out. All right. Looking at Bitcoin on the monthly, we still are within this pattern here, which I still believe to be a giant bull flag, obviously, unless we come all the way back down to retest this, which is possible. We're going to take a look at the bearish and the bullish case scenario. But as you can see, the volume's still declining within this. When we do get a pop, either way, we are going to see it in the volume. This is the monthly, keep in mind. We are still above the 8 EMA, which right now is around 8,000. I would love to see us close before that on the monthly, or above that on the monthly. That will be extremely bullish. We still have a lot of time in the month, though. Let's look at the weekly. First, we'll take a look at this real quick. I'm going to run through it and show you how I got this. Just looking at these, if they measure out and do the same. And if we take a measured move, let's take our fib retracement tool. And we go from the swing high over here to the swing low. And if we zoom in, you can see we hit the golden pocket zone, which is in between the 0.65 and 0.618 right here on this peak. And then if we do the same thing over here, guys, take the same measurement from the swing high to the swing low, if this is our bottom, which I do believe it to be, the golden retracement zone then is around the 11,100, 11,200 range, which also would line up with this long-term trend line. And that would be somewhere in March, which would make sense getting close to the halving. We may get another drop back down before continuing up once we get over here. But the measured move, and this is no guarantee, guys. This is just looking at it. If we extended this bottom triangle line over to here, the measured move, the measured move would get us to around 29,200. I have these trend lines drawn in here, and obviously that's no guarantee either. But if that was to be the case, it would be interesting. That'd be around August of this year. Like I said, no guarantees, but it is interesting to see what's happened. Or do we come over here? Just real quick, I'll do this. And we go down and say we got another peak over here. And our bottom was somewhere around the 8,000 maybe. Then our next level would be around that 10,000, around the $10,000 range. So do we go up to 11,000, come back down, and then come up and break out over here in the $10,000 range if that was to happen? Because that is the golden retracement there. that would be around 28,000. So anyways, like I said, just an interesting thing we'll keep an eye on this channel. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We do daily updates every single day. Let's go into the RSI. And for those of you that haven't seen, this red line here is support and resistance on the RSI in the weekly. We had capitulated past it back here in 2013 and 14. Came back up, broke through, and once we broke through, we came back, tested for support, and never looked back till the 2017 bull run. Then we came back down. 2018 dipped back below it, popped back above it last year, and now we've tested it for support at the end of last year. I do want to point out, let me zoom in a little bit. Keep in mind, guys, I do have bearish targets down here. This is the Fibonacci retracement, and I will put that in there real quick just so you can see it. If we put it from the swing high to the swing low, sorry about that. That would get us around the 5,400 would be the 0.786 retracement. And then if we came all the way back down to the bottom of this triangle, would be around the 4,900 range, which would line up with the 200 EMA if we drop down there, guys. And that would probably be by February. I don't see that. That is the bearish case scenario. But keep in mind, guys, make up your own mind and do your own due diligence. All right, now let's look at this we have drawn in here. Let me move this one. We were looking at this as a falling wedge we popped out of, came back down, tested for support, which also lined up with our red support line long term. If I clone that bottom line and put it up here, now we have broken out of this. This is the weekly. We would have to close out here today to be officially closed out of here. Now, a lot of times what we'll do is come back down, test it for support before continuing up. So keep that in mind, but that is a bullish sign if we close outside of here in the long term. Now, let's take a look at the daily. And then we'll take a look at that inverse head and shoulders, and then we'll move on to Litecoin, then do the free t-shirt giveaway. I appreciate each and every one of you that's been liking and subscribing and commenting. That helps the channel more than you know. We do have a members group down there too. There is a join button down by the subscription button. And what we're doing, we're just getting it started. It's working out pretty well. There's 3 different levels. If you have any questions on it, just give me an email. But we are still working on it, trying to get a structure and figure everything out. But I'm taking in mind all the members' suggestions, and we're just trying to figure it out and see where we want to take it. So just to let you know. All right. So as you guys know, I've had this target at 8,900 for quite some time. Right now, we are getting resistance on the 200 EMA and the daily. If we close above this, and right now that is around the 8150 range. If we close above that, that might be pretty bullish for today, guys. But I still think there's a possibility to drop to 7,400, possibly the 7,200 range. And I will put a target there. Those are my bearish case. I am leaning more bearish towards, whoa, that's kind of big. I'm leaning more bearish towards, let me make that orange. I'm leaning more bearish towards the $7,500 range. I know too, we have a CME gap down here. Another thing I want to point out is here on the daily, the EMAs are extremely bullish right now. The 8 and the 21 have crossed the 55, or I'm sorry, the 8 and the 13 have crossed the 55. Let me zoom in. I do have an EMA tutorial. If you want to check it out, I'll leave it above. But anyways, the 21 seems to be ready to cross the 55 on the daily. That could happen. If that does happen, then my bearish case down to the 75 might not happen. But I do believe we're most likely going to get a swift drop here before a continuation up. But again, I could be wrong. We could go up from here. Let's look at the RSI. And then we'll go into the 4-hour. So looking at the RSI, as you can see, let me zoom in a little bit. We were in this falling channel. We broke out of the falling channel, and I do have this rising channel here in white. We have had 3 touches on the top. And if we look up here, we do have room to continue up, maybe one more push to around the 85. So we may see 85 before this drop. I don't think so, but it is definitely possible. And that would bring us up to retest this one more time. But as far as I'm concerned, I think we're going to come down and retest the top of this channel here. And that would probably be around the 7,500. And if we broke past that to come down and test this channel, that would probably be the 7,200 range. If that breaks, guys, then we're looking at those bearish numbers, the 5,400 and such. So let's look at 4 hour, and then we'll take a look at that inverse head and shoulders, which is a possibility. And I want to show you how I got this 7,500. And what I'm going to do is we're going to look at this move here first, and I'm going to take the trend Fibonacci retracement, and we're going to go from this swing high here down to this swing low, back up to here, and back down to this swing low. First, before doing that, actually, I'm going to do a retracement. This is pretty interesting. If we take from the start of that move, from right here, this swing high to the swing low, and we put a retracement on there, and go down to this swing low, as you can see, if I zoom in here, stick around. This is pretty interesting, guys. We almost hit the 0.6 or 0.786 here. It looks like I front ran it to bring it down. But now the interesting thing, we'll do that up here too, so stick around. But if we take from that swing high up here to the swing low here, and back up to the swing high. So we went from this swing high to this swing low to this swing high. And that's how you measure ABC correction, which this seems to have been. And as you can see, we overshot the 1-to-1 ratio just by a little bit. But as you can see, we did go down to the 1-to-1 extension on that. Now let me pull this over here. That is the ABC correction. If we put it on here, just like that. Now, what I want to show you on the next one, we're going to do the exact same thing, guys. We're going to do the Fibonacci retracement first. And take a look at where it landed. And this is why I am short-term bearish down to that 7,500. But again, guys, I'll show you how that gets invalidated. It actually invalidates if we break up past this trend line. Let me put this over here. And that would be around the 8,250 range. If we break that area again, guys, chances are we are going up to around that 8,900 range. Which would be a measured move looking at this little possible inverse head and shoulders here. So keep that in mind. That's not, I'm not calling that yet. But if the 8,250 breaks, then most likely that's where we're headed, to the 8,900. Now, let me show you the Fibonacci retracement here. We went from the swing high to the swing low. And if you look at where this landed, just shy of the 0.786, just like the prior one. Now, if we take the Fibonacci extension tool, get this one off of here, go over to our Fibonacci extension, pull it out, and we go from the swing high, which is here, to the swing low, which is here, and up to this swing high. The ABC correction would get us down to this 7,500 area. Actually, let me move this. It's actually a little below it, but right in that area. And then if we pull this over here, and then I'll show you the bearish case if we don't get a bounce at that 7,500 also. And then we'll move over to Litecoin. But as you can see, then that would be another ABC correction just like we seen over here. All right. Now, if this is to break, if we do break below that, like I said, I do have a target also at 7,200. And I'll draw the trend line in there just so you can see where it's at. I had it in the daily, just not in here. But if we drew this trend line across here, the 7,200 would get us right around in this area. And that's if we break. Whoops, that's the wrong one. I wanted to mention too, we had some trouble in the Discord, guys. The free Discord. If you guys are in the free Discord and you get anybody texting you trying to get you to go to other groups where they charge for indicators and whatnot, guys, stay away from it. Those guys get paid to recruit people to bring them in there, and then in them groups, when they get them to buy indicators and whatnot, those people that recruited you get paid. So don't get caught up in that crap. And if you see that in my Discord, let me or a moderator know, and we're going to remove them immediately. I am sick of it's just disheartening how scammy people are in this space. So we try to keep the Discord clean as possible. And with your help, we can do that. If you get any crazy IMs or instant messages that are offering anything like that, or saying, hey, check out this group and this call group or whatever, or this indicator, notify a moderator or me. We got some pretty knowledgeable people in there. We can make sure it's not a scam, which 99% of the time it is a scam. Anyways, so that's the 7,200 possibility. Now, if we're looking at this as a channel, and that did break at the 7,400 or 7,500, and 72 didn't hold, we could be looking at the $61 range. Now, another way to look at that, get this here, is if we use that trend line I just drew, we pull this down, or actually, no, it would be up, that's right. And we do a measured move if we used, get this line out of here. If we use this as the support and we did hit that 7,200, if we didn't get support here at the 75, didn't get support at the 72, then that target would bring us down to right around the, and now these are the bearish case, guys, if those targets don't hold, right around the 5,500, which, like I said, that would be right around our 0.786, which is at 54. I hope this isn't confusing to you. If it is and you want to learn this stuff, you can always join the members group. Actually, in the free Discord, there's a lot too. If you're not going to be actually trading, then there's really no need to join the tier 3 members group. But you can learn a lot in the free Discord, guys. Definitely check it out. There is a link down below. Okay, that's what I'm looking at there, guys. In my opinion, we're most likely going to get a bounce at 75 if we do head down there, which is what I'm steering towards. Unless, like I said, we break this 8250 range, then we're probably headed up to anywhere from the $86 to $8,900 range. Let's go into Litecoin. Or no, I'm sorry. I wanted to look at this real quick. Possible inverse head and shoulders here, guys. And there's the targets. If you look at it, I have it drawn here. It's kind of ugly, so it's not, not a definite. And obviously, they're never confirmed till they break the neckline. But as you know, I do think we're going to head down to that. And we might, if I'm wrong, we could have broke through this before I even get this video out. But let me, where is my drawing tool? There we go. Like I said, we may come down to the 7,500 range and then get our bounce up. And our neckline is going to be somewhere in this range. It really depends on where we break out. But a measured move from, and I'll show you real quick, a measured move from the tip of the head right here up to where we would break out. Let's say we broke out over here, which would be the 8,600 range. Then my target is possibly 8 or 10,300. Like I said, no guarantees. We'll see what happens. We could break up above this, come back down and test it. But like I said again, guys, I am looking for the 75 first. Doesn't have to happen. We could shoot straight up from here. But that's more likely what I'm looking at. Let's look at Litecoin. Let's go to the daily first. Litecoin is looking pretty bullish lately, guys. If this 49.50 holds, I think it'll continue up. We had that target there. We've had all of our targets hit with Litecoin and with Bitcoin. We've been doing excellent with hitting the targets with that stuff, guys. So let's look at where we broke out here. And the measured move gets us up to that 200 EMA, which is around the $60 range. And keep that in mind when we look at the 4 hour. Of course, if we don't hold this 49, and then we don't hold the 47. Next stop would be back around that $40, $42 range. And if that doesn't hold, obviously these are the lows, guys. So I'm not guaranteeing it goes up. Nobody knows exactly what the market's going to do, but I'm showing you my bearish and bullish case scenario. So let's look at the RSI now. Oh, I forgot to look at the RSI in Bitcoin over here. The 4 hour. This is pretty important. If you guys can see, I had this rising channel, which we are still within. Let me get this stuff out of the way. We have broken out of this falling wedge here. See this one here? We had another one right here. We have broken out. And also I drew a channel on this little move here. And we have broken out of that, guys, which is normally bullish. So we could move up, but I'm still just, something's telling me bearish here. We've broken out of this. If I move this out of the way, we could just roll over, come back down and test this and ride it down to our lows. But technically this is bearish according to my normal analysis. This is definitely telling me it's bullish. Along with the EMAs, guys, we are getting support on top of all the EMAs. But I do, like I said, if we don't, we could go as high as 82.50. If that breaks, then I'm looking at the bullish case right away. If it can't break, then I'm looking at the bearish case first, which would be 75 at least, and then up. Keep in mind, we could get support here at the 77, but it's definitely possible to get support at 77. I forgot to mention that. Anyways, back over to Litecoin. So looking at Litecoin, we broke out of this falling wedge here. And the measured move of a falling wedge is measure the widest point from the touch here to where it broke out. And that gets us around the $78 range. We definitely could be headed there, guys, if this 49.50 holds. Let's look at the 4 hour. And then we'll go into the free t-shirt winner. So here's a smaller time frame. Targets. Did I go into? No, I did not. Let me go back to the... I'm all over the place. Sorry, guys. I apologize. So looking at the RSI in the daily, we've broken out of this falling channel right here, bullish. And we seem to be in a broadening wedge. I'm looking for a little bit higher target. We'll talk about that in a 4 hour. And then come back down and retest this and possibly come up and break this after then if the bullish case for Bitcoin and everything else plays out. But otherwise, I would be expecting, you know, the bearish case, we come down, break through this, and continue down. Let's look at the 4 hour. See what that's telling us. The 4 hour is bullish, guys. As you can see, we are in a broadening wedge here. I do expect probably one more test up here before down. Let's look at it in the price action. And like I said, all our targets have been hitting. I took the ones that hit off here, except for 49 because of this neckline here. And I want to take a look at this. This almost looks like a reverse cup and handle. But I guess you could draw the line. Draw the line here also. Let's see. That would work. It could be getting like a head and shoulders. These would be some very small shoulders, but this is possible right here. And the measured move of that, actually, let's see what that gets us. If we broke out over in this range, around the $68 range. So let's look at the one I originally had here. Looking at that neckline of 49.50. If that holds, guys, man, Litecoin could continue up for sure. Let's keep an eye on that 49.50 range. If that holds, man, that'll be nice. All right. So we measure that, put it up here. That gets us our $63 target. Move this out of the way. And then I have these targets here that we've had here for quite some time. Like I said, in the RSI, we could get one more kick up here. And if we look at this, I had a measured move. Let me zoom in. Measuring this as a flagpole, and there was a little bull flag in here. And the measured move off that bull flag got us to the 53.92. Now, I'm going to show you one other thing. We can look at this little thing here as a bull flag. Shorten this down, or a flagpole. Shorten this down. Looking at that as a bull flag gets us right to the same area. So $53, $50, $90, or $54 range is where I think that would get us. What the heck? If we came up and retested the top of this trend line. And then, said if it remains bullish at that point, then we have these targets here. This one being this, man, sorry guys. This one being the rising broadening wedge we had here, which technically usually break bearish, but this broke bullish, which is a good sign for where Bitcoin's at right now. But we take the measured move of that. That gets us to around the $50 to $60 range. So like I said, guys, if this 49.50 holds, we're looking pretty damn bullish here. Still above all the EMAs, and Litecoin seems to be leading the pack on this one. So all right, let's go into the free t-shirt. This is my wife's webpage, anchorimage.com. It's just another way to support the channel. There is a link to it below in the description and in the comments. I will leave a link there. You can check it out. She does a lot of different stuff. There's also stuff that isn't on there yet, like hoodies, long sleeve t-shirts, keychains, bottle openers, other stuff. But there's a lot of stuff on here. All this stuff, she could put any crypto you want, anything you want at all on any of this stuff, family pictures, whatnot. It's not cheap iron-on crap like a lot of these other people have on their channel just through another company. This is actually her company, and it's actually quality stuff. So definitely check it out if you get a chance, and if you like anything, it's a good way to help support the channel. But that's where you'll pick your free t-shirt also. Let's pick a random number, 5. So we'll take video 5, and what I've done is I put 10 on there because we had some live streams. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be the bulls in control video. Let's copy link address, put it over in the random comment picker, loading comments, and pick a random winner. Barry Craig. I'm very hopium again. I'm hoping this is the beginning of a huge move up. People might start front running the halving event. I'm just hodling. I think this year is going to be huge. Thanks for your daily videos. I never miss one. Thank you, Barry. Hopefully you didn't miss this one. You got 24 hours to get your free t-shirt. You can hit me up in the email or in the Discord if you're in Discord. Yeah, get a hold of me. You got 24 hours to claim it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking the CryptoSavy logo above my head. I do daily updates every single day. Tick the notification to get you notified. Notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Smash the likes. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Your comment will also enter you win next week's t-shirt. And I will leave a BitMEX tutorial right here. Whoops, right here. Check it out if you're interested in trading. I do have exchange links down below also that you help the channel out because I get a small commission if you use my sign up links, and you get a bonus. Thanks, and I'm out.